Namaskaram and welcome to the third episode of Remembering the Gandharva Mandolin Sri U.Srinivas Anna. In the last episode, I talked about a special year in his life and a few magical concerts. In this episode, what's the theme? I'm going to talk about something connected with mandolin in this episode, but not exactly the mandolin. I'll give you a hint. This instrument of today's theme is an eastern cousin of mandolin. Guessed it? I'll give you another hint, which is a sitar actually. This instrument is the queen of Indian instruments in Indian classical music. Yeah, I'm sure all of you got it by now. It's the Saraswati Veena. I want to explore in this episode the significance of Veena in our Indian spiritual tradition, some Trinity references to Veena in their compositions, and last but not the least, the origin and the evolution of Saraswati Veena versus mandolin. And when we compare and contrast it, it's quite fascinating to look at. Alright, let's dive in. I want to start by asking the question, who all plays the Veena? We know the gods play the Veena. Of course, the Saraswati, Ma Saraswati plays Veena. Other than her, Lord Dakshinamurti holds the Veena in his hands. Hanuman plays the Veena. There is a temple in Kumbakonam, Ramaswamy temple, where there is a beautiful illustration in the pillar, one of the pillars depicting Hanuman playing the Veena in the episodes of Ramayana. And we know that sages play the Veena. Nāda Muni plays the Veena. Sage Agastya plays the Veena. Agastya, who gave us the Sri Chakra Raja Rajeshwari composition. Alright, the gods play the Veena, the sages play the Veena. It's not a surprise. Veena is a sattvic instrument, of course. Rakshasas also play the Veena. Ravana played the Veena, right? It's quite interesting that the instrument has attracted Rakshasas as well, as much as the gods and sages. Moving on, let's look at some Trinity references to Veena in their compositions. Tyagaraja in his Sri Narada composition in Kannada addresses Narada as the player of the blessed Veena. Shyama Shastri in his Paraju Kriti Santatapanai Rakshipai, he addresses Kamakshi as Nāda Rupini Veena Vinodini Kamakshi. And Muthuswami Dikshitar in his popular, beautiful Balagopalam and Balagopala Palayasuma in Bhairavi, in the Charanam he self-addresses as Vainika Gayaka Guruguha Nutapura. It's interesting to note from this line that he gave a lot of importance to the Veena playing as much as the Gayaka he was, the singer he was, right? All this underscores the importance Trinity gave to Veena and how much it has influenced their compositions and their outlook to music. Next, I want to talk about a very fascinating thing, the journey and growth of Saraswati Veena versus mandolin. Let's look at the country of origin first. Veena originated in India, obviously, indigenous instrument. Mandolin, where did mandolin originate? So mandolin was essentially an Italian instrument. It was part of the lute family, sometime in the 17th, 18th century. And who created the instruments? So in Veena's case, it was Govinda Dikshitar, one of the ancestors of Muthuswami Dikshitar. He actually designed and constructed the instrument. He literally created the instrument in the Nayak dynasty, Raghunath Nayak's reign. He did that. And for mandolin, we are not sure whether one person actually created it. It was a gradual evolution from the 18th century onwards in Europe. Regarding the golden age for both the instruments, Veena experienced a flourishing time during the Wadayar dynasty in the 19th and 20th century. We have seen in the early 20th century, late 19th, early 20th century, some stalwarts and maestros, Veena Dhanammal and Veena Seshanna, who set the benchmark for Veena playing in Carnatic. As far as mandolin is concerned, it's interesting that 1900s was actually a flourishing time for mandolin as well. There was there used to be mandolin orchestras worldwide, and there was this particular group, S2, it's called the students group, Estudiantino Español. I hope I got that right, a tongue twister, right? It's a Spanish group. They conducted mandolin orchestras in various places in Europe, and it used to be attended by tens of thousands of people. It was quite popular during the 1900s. The last but not the least, I want to talk about how these two instruments, Veena and mandolin, have grown. Their growth trajectory has been quite fascinating. So, in Veena, on one hand, originated in India, and over the last probably 50 to 100 years, it's expanded into other genres, jazz, rock, pop, fusion, world music, so on and so forth, while primarily being an Indian instrument. Mandolin, on the other hand, exactly opposite. It started as a folk and classical instrument in Europe, and it has spread across to China and Algeria and you name it, so many European countries and Americas. America actually, in I think bluegrass, Bill Monroe popularized the bluegrass version genre of music on mandolin in 1920s, 30s, I think. And enter 1980s, U.Srinivas started playing the Carnatic on mandolin. So mandolin has made a foray into Carnatic music in the 1980s from where it started, which was Italy in Europe, right? So it's almost like a journey of opposites. It's so fascinating to look at and see how both these instruments have evolved into their own and are still vibrant today. I want to conclude this episode with a Kriti dedication, Saraswati Namostute in Raga Saraswati by J.N.B. Sir. This Kriti is a dedication to the instrument Saraswati Veena, as well as a small humble tribute to Dr. Jayanti Kumaresh for her contributions to Carnatic music through Saraswati Veena, and also celebrate the conferment of Sangeeta Kalanidhi Award for this instrument after a gap of over 30 years. So see you in another episode with another exciting topic. Bye until then.